guys been on vacation a long time.
How you doing, Coach?
I am doing excellent.
Good to see you again. Good to see that trademark smile again.
That's happened when I see good people. I see good people.
You're too kind, Coach. So I mean, for first day, I mean, man, it's been a long off season. Why don't we talk about the mood of the day overall?
Well, that first day is like Christmas for us, or say New Year's for training camp. Everybody's excited. You got 100 All Americans out there on the first day, which is hell, man. So the energy was good by everyone. I think players tend to realize how football shape is different than working out shape. And so a lot of guys got to get themselves back into football shape. But overall, I thought it was good. The energy was good. We got some good work in.
How is the mood in the locker room with Achilles Leroy back in the lineup now, or back on campus with after having sat out the last year?
Well, it's been great ever since he's been back. He's brought some energy to this football team. You can tell he was a young man that had a big impression on this entire football team. I mean, all these guys were excited and happy for him to be back on the team, not just the defensive players, but offense as well. Which said a lot to me about Kiki and his ability to affect his teammates. And you've seen it, and it's just been great having him back, and great seeing his teammates appreciate him being back, and seeing him work harder now. And it lets you know that his time away, he learned from it, and learned to appreciate the game that much more.
Coach, this year's a little unique, and obviously teams are carrying, with seniors able to return, carrying extra seniors, and the roster size overall is just bigger. What is it? How much different? I guess maybe changes, some of the thinking in camp when it comes to reps and how players are playing when you have, a bunch of extra players out there.
Well, I know for us, it's a good thing. You got more depth. It's more than you ever had before. So from that standpoint, is good. What we're doing is we're splitting the practices up. We have two practices. We have a first group goes out of the second group, and we do that so that our guys can get the reps that they need. We do it here early on in training camp because we need those reps, and we need to see what guys can do before we bring everybody together. And it's hard to do that when they don't get as many reps. And so, doing this first part of training camp, these first three days, um, practicing that way, again, to allow guys to get some reps early, some of these young guys to get some good coaching that they probably wouldn't get if we're all together. And that way, when they all get together, everybody knows exactly how we practice and how we're doing things, and it won't slow us down on what we're trying to get accomplished.
So just to be clear, the half of the team's coming out at one time practicing, and the other half of the team's coming out on the other time, or they just practice on separate? Okay.
No, they come out separate time.
Okay.
With Chase Lasser and Kiki both being very good middle linebackers, what's the plan on trying to implement both of them into the defense during camp?
Our plan is to make sure we got our best football players on the field, and have them in the right position so that we can be effective defensively. So I know here early on in training camp, that's a big part of it, is putting the guys in the right position, putting the right guys on the field, so we can have the defense that we want to have. And me personally thought too often last year, not just defense but offense as well. There were too many good football players on the sideline and not in the game. So we got to do our parts as coaches of evaluating our talent and putting them on the field and in the right position so that we can get effective.
And Coach, I know that it's early in the training camp and everything, but you got some key additions in the quarterback room particularly. So if you don't mind, just kind of talk about this year in the quarterback room.
Well, I'm excited about our quarterback room. I'm excited about the competition and watching it. this training camp. I know these guys been working harder than they had been when I got here. Been working much harder than that, and again, I know competition. That helps when you have competition. You tend to get guys to go a little harder and work on their game more, and we're getting that out of that position. I thought today going out of practice, you can tell guys who've been in the offense for a little bit. They're a little sharper than other guys, but I feel like we have some talented quarterbacks, and it's going to be a heck of a competition in training camp. And I'm excited to see who's going to separate themselves. That's what we need, and I think we'll see that.
And Coach, as you go into your second season, what are you looking forward to the most in 2021?
Well, I'm just looking forward to getting back to playing and playing together. Now that we understand each other a lot better going into this season compared to last season. I didn't know all of our players' names going into the season. That was tough. I had to call some of them homeboy. Hey, homeboy, come here. I call by their number. So, but I know all of our guys' names now. They know me, and we know each other. Our coaches. I think you take that for granted too. Last year, we didn't get a chance to really gel as a new staff because of COVID, and this year we were able to do that. We were able to have spring ball and go through those kinks that you usually go through, and I just feel like we're better positioned than where we were last year overall as a staff, as a team, and then just as a family and knowing each other. It's tough to go to battle and you don't know guys well enough. When things and you're going against that person, it's tough. It's tough to fight through some of those things where you don't understand each other. So we understand each other a lot better, and I think when we do get in those tough times, I think we'll react to them a lot different than what we did last year because of that.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Excellent.
From a planning perspective, a month out from the opener, how are you planning sort of camp, seeing who the best players are, and then getting to a point where you're installing, schemes and plays and offenses and defenses?
Well, the first part of training camp, we got to see what we have and what we're good at and what we're not good at, before we decide on our opponent that we're going to play. So these first couple of weeks, we're going to do a great job of evaluating our talent, and again, seeing who's separating themselves, whether it's at the quarterback position, the running back position, the defensive back. There's competition all over, kicking, so who's separating themselves. Our job is to put them in the toughest situations we can in practice and see who's going to execute on a consistent basis on a high level, and so putting them in those situations and seeing who can fight through them and who can, and making sure we got the right people going with us as we go. So excited about it.
Coach, one kind of interesting, I guess we'll call it omission from the the fall roster came out just a couple hours ago, and single digits player jerseys were missing. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, you got to be a dude to wear a single digit. I thought too often we had too many guys wearing a single digit that wasn't really helping us. And I know growing up, single digit was the thing to have. If you was a single digit, you knew that guy was a player. You was going to play that team. You had to watch out for who that guy was that had that single digit number on. So we're going to make that something. We're going to make something our guys earn and represent the right way. And when teams play us and they go on the field, they know that guy's a dude, and he's a war daddy, and he's one of the guys going to be exciting to watch, and you got to keep your eyes on that guy. We don't want a single digit sitting on the sideline over there.
Will they be awarded at the end of fall camp?
Yes, they will. They'll be awarded jersey that they want, but they got to earn it. Or we're not giving anything out anymore. No participation. You got to do something to get something. Got to do the work. What do you think about that, Shane?
I like it. I mean, I'm in the, you know me, I'm out in the recruiting world. Players, coaches try and promise single digits, you know, oh, I
I
promise
heard it.
when you come.
I promise you, I give it. I promise you, you'll get it if you earn it.
Yeah. Too many freshmen get it promised in recruiting.
Coach, how far? I love that too. To piggyback off of Shane and yourself, how far along are y'all in UF prep?
We got some UF prep and spring ball, and we're gonna get some here quite a bit here in training camp as well. Our guys worked on some of those things throughout the summer, so we've been working on them since the spring. We'll always put aside some time to do that, but big part of it is working on us first and foremost and making sure we're right. But we've been working on them so we have an understanding of what we're going to have to go against and how we got to attack them when we play them. So I think our guys have a good understanding of team and what we're going to be up against, But key is for us to be good at what we do because it's not going to matter who we're playing against if we're not good at what we do. So really focusing on us one day at a time and getting better and knowing that if we're at our best, then we feel like we can compete with anyone.
Will
Coach, I asked. Oh, sorry, you can finish, Jack.
Oh, thanks, Shane. Will the team? I know it's way out for it, but will the team plan on pumping noise once it's actual UF week to get the players used to that?
Yeah, we're gonna work through some of that. We know it'll be nice and loud in the swamp. First game back and be excited. The night game, So hopefully they'll had all the beer they can drink and decide not to come in the stadium. But no, we know it's going to be nice and loud, and we'll practice some of that throughout training camp. That's something we got to get accustomed to, not just but just in general. So we'll be practicing that throughout training camp.
Coach, kind of another prep question. This one's a little unique. I know you said that the first 2 weeks really focusing on yourselves, but there is 2 triple option teams in the first 4 weeks, which I know there's coaches talked about. They'll start putting prep in for the spring, and it's so different outside of what your kind of maybe your quote unquote base defense is. You saw Georgia Southern last year? Has there been early prep for the triple option, or how do you kind of approach that?
Well,
where you don't spend too much time on it either.
Well, just like I talked to you guys about UF, we've done the same thing with Georgia Southern and Air Force. We allocated some time for both of those teams back in the spring, and we'll do the same throughout training camp again. So the first time we play them is not the first time we've seen it. At least we'll kind of have an idea of a little foundation of what we want to do when we do play them, and then we can build off it from that standpoint. But I think the biggest thing of it all is to make sure we show it so it's not the first time they see it when we play them, and have a good understanding that time comes, because it is different than what you see week in and week out. I think Georgia Southern is more zone read than it is triple option, so I got to see that week in and week out, when you play Air Force, that's when you're talking triple option and things that they do. So, and they both were different in how you play them. So we like I said, we got time allocated to work on those guys and focus on them while we also get better at what we do.
And Coach, you touched on the importance of having had a spring. What differences have you seen from the players between last year and this year because of that extra time?
Well, guys knowing exactly where to go. They coming out of huddle not thinking and what they need to go, or you see guys able to help each other out more than they were able to last year, because everybody was kind of drinking from a fire hose and trying to help themselves. And now that guys have a better understanding, you see them bringing other guys along with them. It's good now because you got players coaching players up, and when they do things wrong of that nature. So I think the biggest thing is just all comfortable with each other. We're all comfortable with what we're doing. We're comfortable with the culture that we're trying to create here, and that's allowing us to go out and just play and not not be distracted by the insignificant things out there that comes out and be focused on the significant things that we need to.
You said that you had some good players on the sidelines, but who are some of those players who didn't get much shine last year that you think would make a big impact during camp this year?
Well, you got a couple guys that were hurt. I thought Malcolm will be out there. Larry McCammon, another guy that can help our football team. Kevin Dean, I think he's going to be a talent. He's young and just hadn't had a lot of experience, but he's very talented. And when I say help this team, it's not just at a position, but a lot of these guys can play special team and help us as well. There's so many guys over there that should be on the field helping us, and we're going to make sure that they're playing and helping us to win ball games this year. So we got a busload of running backs, and they all can't carry the ball once, but they can all help this football team. So a lot of those guys will be out there, and we got some receivers, some young guys that's going to help. Some guys that were here last year that's a lot better and have a better understanding of what we're doing. And so having them play, but also making sure we don't make this a participation thing where guys just get to play because they're on the team. We're not doing that either. You got to earn playing time around here and not just get it just because you're on the team or just because you practice. So.
And Coach, one thing that I wanted to ask. Oh, sorry.
Ready.
One thing I wanted to ask about one thing in the offseason, you guys added a lot of players in the transfer portal, and just kind of talk about the impact and the effect that you can kind of foresee to this happening on the team.
Well, we talk about competition. We brought more competition in here, and that helps by itself. I just seen the work ethic of the rest of our players with some of these other guys coming in, and I always tell our guys that my job is to go out and recruit guys to take your jobs. And it's on you to keep your jobs. And now they see us go out and recruit these guys and they come in and not just recruiting guys, some good football players. And they see it too, and they're working with them daily. And they know they've got to come ready to go to work every day, because they can't take a day off. So bringing those guys in has really helped that competitive competition that we want in our program. And again, these guys, the good thing about it, these guys have come in and they're not lazy guys coming in. These guys are working hard and they want to play. And again, it's kind of like when you say iron sharpens iron, you're seeing our players are really helping each other by the work that they're putting in.
Coach, we obviously see the pictures on social media that Coach Joey, our strength coach Joey, puts out there, and the players gaining muscle, losing weight. Explain to me how noticeable it's been to you seeing all these guys where compared to obviously last year when they hardly had any off, weight room time. And if there's any couple players, that were just kind of caught your eye and you're like, whoa, you're not even kind of the same person you were.
To be honest with you, I would say all of them, I know last year, again, you take for granted not having the off-season workout. And then bring that guys back and tell them, let's go play a season, And I look at so many guys that got hurt when they came back. As soon as they came back, got injured out for the season, or some guys didn't make it through the season. Those off-season conditioning and working out is huge for us, And then we get to the season last year, we're playing teams. I walk out of the locker room and I'm like, damn, why are these teams so much bigger than us? And again, you take some of it for granted. And, this off-season, we wanted to make sure that we hit the weight room hard and make sure our guys do a great job with our nutrition and eating. And it's made a world of a difference for our football team. I think when you guys see our team this year, you'll see a bigger, stronger, faster football team. Like I said, a lot of guys have gained weight. And some guys that needed to lose weight, they lost weight. Go back to Evan Anderson, just for instance, was over 360 when he came here. He's down to 330 now, which was great for him, and he's feeling good. He already thought he was an athlete. You can't tell him nothing now. I told him he's starting to look like me. He lost so much weight, but he's done that. Guys have picked up weight. It's doing good. I mean, Joey's done a great job this offseason, and he has those before and after pictures, and they're up in our weight room, and you see them, and you look at it like, wow. And again, as a coach, you take it for granted when you're around guys all the time. And you see them, you just see them for what they are. But to seeing the work from before and after, I looked at my son and I told my wife that I'm surprised people didn't call child protective service on us. You know, 'cause it looked like we didn't feed him at all. When I looked at his before picture and look, he's gained 20 pounds since he's been here. It's like, wow, I can't believe it. But it's great because with all these guys, you see their confidence grow when they picked up weight, they've gotten stronger, and they're feeling a lot better about themselves. A lot of guys like to wear their white beaters and all now. So before they wear hoodies and all, so they had to show all the little flab, but now they can show the muscles and all. Now it's pretty cool to see them all just excited about the work they put in.
And Coach, now that you've had that off season and the spring ball, does this year kind of feel like a prove it year for the team?
But I wouldn't say a proven year. It feels like we got to go out and do what we came here to do. You know, we came here to win championships. You know, that's our model. That's what we want to do, and there's no excuses for it. We got to do the work. We know what it takes to win a championship. Now we got to do the work. You know, we had the off season. We've done that. We got training camp now and then the season. So let's continue to prepare like we did this off season. I thought this was one of the best off season I've been around with our team. And the way they work now is going out and putting it all together in the fall, you know, and luckily we have a whole month to continue to get ready because we're not where we need to be, but we got some time to get where we need to be. And I feel good about this team and the work they put in and knowing that they'll be ready.